after the bumper. Be sure to tune in. What's good people? Jeff Lights Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, there is a guy by the name of Imani Bates. He is a 17-year-old, and he could change basketball as far as the NBA and revert back to some of the stuff we used to see as soon as next year. Now, Imani Bates, like I said, is a 17-year-old, and he's the best high school basketball prospect since LeBron James. And this is not me exaggerating. This is legit. Imani Bates is the best high school basketball prospect since LeBron James. And he has recently reclassified from the class of 2022. And he's going to skip his senior year and reclassify into the class of 2021. The guys that just graduated. And he's either going to choose between 4 colleges, Memphis, Oregon, Michigan State, I think are the top 3 actually, or the G League. He said reclassify Oregon, Memphis, Michigan State. So he's going to choose between 3 colleges or the G League. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is all according to Jeff Goodman. Jeff Goodman's like the top college basketball, one of the top guys as far as recruiting and all that stuff goes. And here's what's interesting about Imani Bates, because he's only 17, and the way the NBA rules are, he won't turn 19. You're supposed to be 19 when you're enter the NBA draft, 1 year removed from high school and 19 years old. And he will only be 18. He won't be 19 at the time I actually share my screen to give you the full context of Imani Bates. Then I'm going to talk to you about Imani Bates and what he and his dad have done since he's become this phenom basketball player. So here's Goodman's original tweet. Imani Bates, the number 1 player in the class, told Stadium he will reclassify and either head to college or the G. He said, and he meant or the G League this season. He will choose between Oregon, Memphis, Michigan State if he goes the college route. Now, Bates will not turn 19 until January of 2023, which means he is not eligible for the 2022 NBA draft as it currently stands. Bates told me he will either take this year by year and reevaluate after this season whether he goes, but wherever he goes. But there is a chance that if he goes to college, he'll be there for 2 years. Now, that is super interesting because, once again, we're talking about a guy who is the best high school basketball prospect since LeBron James. Don't take my word for it. Let me share some more information for you. Imani Bates. So before I share this next thing, Imani Bates, like I said, is 17, is headed into his senior year of high school. One of the goals he wanted to do was to reach the cover of Sports Illustrated before his, by his junior year, because that's what LeBron James did. When LeBron James was a junior, he made it to Sports Illustrated. That's the famous The Chosen One picture. They had the Sports Illustrated gave him the title The Chosen One. He's ran with that ever since, King James, and he's become, to me, the greatest NBA basketball player the world has ever seen. So Imani Bates knew that. He knew that. He knew how good he was. He said, I want to get to Sports Illustrated before my junior year. LeBron made it his junior year. I want to make the cover before my junior season. And look what he did, guys. He made the cover of Sports Illustrated as a sophomore. Imani Bates was a sophomore when he made this cover. He made it as a sophomore, and the text is really small, so I'm going to read it to you. It says, Magic, Michael, LeBron, and the 15-year-old who is next in line, born for this, is what the title reads. Magic, as in Magic Johnson, Michael, as in Michael Jordan, and LeBron, as in LeBron James, in the 15-year-old. So this was 2 years ago, guys. The 15-year-old who is next in line. Now, this is how severe basketball is in the Bates family. His father takes Imani's basketball very, very seriously. How seriously do you say? His father created a school simply so his son could play a basketball schedule year-round that he faced some of the top competition in the country. That means going against guys at Sierra Canyon. That means going against Chet Holmgren, who was the number 1 prospect in the 2021 class. going against guys that are top prospects in Imani's class, going against the top prospects that were older than Imani during his duration, only 3 years, high school basketball career. His dad created a school, guys. He created a school. So they did school and their homework or whatever, classroom work, online via the iPads and tablets and Chromebooks or whatever. And they played a lot of basketball around the country. Look it up. The Imani Bates, the Bates family, they played basketball year round. So they played basketball against the top prospects and the top basketball players in the country during the school season. And then they went to AAU and played the best players during the AAU season. His dad was his coach. This is how severe he takes it. And through all of that, he's a 6'9", 6'10" forward that has handles like, a point guard and can shoot like Kevin Durant. This guy's the best high school basketball prospect since LeBron James. He's that serious. And here's how he can change the NBA rules. So I'm going to pull up Goodman's tweet once again. Goodman's tweet states about how Imani doesn't turn 19 until January of 2023, which means he is not eligible currently for the 2022 NBA draft. Bates told me he will take this year by year. That is crucial because he's not doing this for no reason. I'm going to get into why he's doing this, why he's skipping his senior year of high school to get into college and reevaluate after this season whether he goes and wherever he goes. But there is a chance that if he goes to college, he'll be there for 2 years. Well, here's one thing. I don't think he's going to college. Let me just throw that out there. Michigan State, Memphis, and Oregon. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't think he's choosing a college route. If he does decide to choose the college route, though, I don't think he will. But the reason why this is crucial, because now college has a thing that we know as NIL. The NIL, the name, image, and likeness, allows these college athletes to get paid. Like, not like small breadcrumbs, real deal paper, like real money, $1 million worth of like real money. And Imani Bates is marketable. Imani Bates is he will easily run up at least $1 million, but I'm thinking closer to $2 million in a few months if he decides to go to college. And see, that's what you're not allowed to do as an amateur. As an amateur in high school, you're not allowed to make any money. You're not allowed to make any money. So in college, you're allowed to get paid. Depending on what state you're in, you're allowed to get paid. And Imani Bates realizes, I want to get paid. We've seen this. Quinn Ewers, who was the number one college prospect in high school football, he chose to skip his senior year, just like what Imani's doing, reclassify, because why? The state of Texas doesn't allow him as a high schooler to make money off name, image, and likeness. So what he say? I'll enroll at Ohio State, become a student, and get paid. And now Quinn Ewers is making six figures. He'll make between $500 and $1 million in 1 year as a third string quarterback at Ohio State. He hadn't even played yet. Imani Bates on Instagram. I'm gonna look up Imani Bates' Instagram. Imani Bates Instagram and see how many followers he has. Baller Free Imani. Baller Free Imani. Well, this isn't his page. This has got to be a fan page. Even if it is his page, he has 15,000 followers on Instagram. 15,000 followers can get you some bread. He has 25,000 on Twitter. I think he has more than this. I think he recently shut down his Instagram. His real Instagram was actually closer to 1 million followers. He had like around roughly 1 million followers on Instagram, maybe more. If you take that, or somebody that's comparable to Imani Bates, is this Mikey kid. The Mikey Williams has 3.2 million followers on Instagram. Imani Bates had somewhere close to that. So we're talking about high schoolers that have millions of followers on Instagram. Millions of followers leads to direct cash payments. Why? Because the advertisers see this big number, 3.2 million followers, see the blue check, see all of the likes, 500,000 views, 550,000, 60,000 likes, 690,000 likes. That means that many people view your content. That means that many people find you interesting enough to keep up with a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old. And so if you can get that many people keeping up with you, then that means you can sell different things, whether it's merchandise, whether it's different products. You can sell products. You're getting 600,000, 700,000 likes, 500, 600,000 views, 400, 500,000 likes, 630,000, 542,000, 348,000. You're taking pictures and pulled up with LeBron James and Kevin Durant and all the other top high school basketball players. So advertisers see dollar signs, and you can make millions of dollars before ever becoming a professional. So Imani Bates is seeing that, and even if he has to do college for multiple years, he's like, man, I can run up a bag while in college, which I can't do while I'm in high school. I can't do that while I'm in high school, but I can do it while I'm in college. And here's the thing. Here's why I say the NBA could potentially change the rules. Because what sense would it make if Imani Bates decides, because I don't think he's going to college, I think he's going to go the G League route, right? And the G League are paying guys $500,000 a pop just to come be a G League player. That's what Jalen Green got. That's what Kuminga got, and they ended up being top 10 picks. Kuminga went 7 to the Warriors. Jalen Green went number 2 to the Houston Rockets. Imani Bates will be the number 1 player in whatever draft he comes out in. So you go to the G League, you know it helps your stock more than hurts your stock, right? Jalen Green was a top player in his class, and guess what? Oh, he's the number 2 player in his class. He ends up being the number 2 draft pick behind the number 1 player that was in his class, which is Cade Cunningham. So it didn't hurt his stock. We've seen plenty of examples now. LaMelo Ball didn't play college basketball, didn't hurt his stock. Jalen Green didn't play college basketball, didn't hurt his stock. Jonathan Kuminga didn't play college basketball. They actually went to the G League. It didn't hurt their stock. It actually probably even helped it if it did anything. And so you go to the G League. You play your year in the G League. You mean to tell me the NBA is going to stop that man from coming into their league? We've seen enough. We don't need to see. He's going to go to the G League. He's going to average close to 20 points per game. Why in the hell would you keep him from joining the league? Because he's 18 and not 19? That doesn't make any sense. He will be 1 year removed from high school, technically. There's no way. So I think some sort of move is going to be made here after 1 year in the G League, and Imani Bates will be eligible for the 2022 draft. Now, obviously, normally these things go through the collective bargaining agreement, and I don't want to bore you down, but the collective bargaining agreement is what stopped the NBA from having kids come straight out of high school. NBA GMs and things were complaining, and they were tired of going to high school gyms and all that stuff. So, and they were tired of all the busts. I mean, there were a lot of, knock on wood. I know people like Kwame Brown don't like to be called busts, but they were tired of all the guys not panning out to what they thought. They were tired of the Sebastian Telfairs. They were tired of the Kwame Browns. They were tired of all of these guys coming out of high school who were supposed to be franchise changers and ended up being role players to just not very good NBA players, right? Because for every LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Amari Stoudemire, there were 5, Sebastian Telfairs, or 5 Kwame Browns, or 5, all of these guys who ended up not panning out, right? So they were tired of that. And NBA GM's like, okay, yeah, you can get a Dwight Howard, but you can also get, these other guys. So we don't want to do that. We're going to make it to where you have to go to college. And now, because of, just the one and done, NBA's tired of one and done. So why in the world would you allow the best prospect since LeBron James, who I think will be in your minor league system, have to stay there because he's not of age? Nah, man. I think a loophole is going to be made, a special circumstance is going to be made, and Imani Bates will be in the 2022 draft. That's my thing. He's the best prospect since LeBron. He literally made the cover of Sports Illustrated as a sophomore. LeBron James didn't even make it until he's a junior. The title of his Sports Illustrated article was Born for This. They compared him to Magic, Michael, and LeBron. And now the fourth one is supposed to be Imani Bates. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsey Jr. with the Black Boss channel in Victory Formation. And you can follow me on Twitter at JLightsey7. We post content and interesting stuff on there all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.